Get your rocks off. Well, it was hard to make contact with a member of the opposite camp, and you had to resort to things like dancing close together and going, those were the days. Well, those days are probably gone forever. It's actually a perverted tango.
Oh, hello, lovely ladies. My name is Quinlan. Welcome to Zappadan. And as well as that, I'm doing a little bit of a double header here. What it is, for those of you who don't know, I'm a bit of a Frank Zappa nut. And we call this Zappadan. Basically, he went to the great gig in the sky on the 4th of December. But it's his birthday on the 21st of December. So all the Zappa nuts around the world are blowing, or they're not even blowing the dust off, but they're putting on nothing but Frank Zappa. The last few weeks I've been doing a little bit of a tribute to wonderful jazz drummers. And tonight is no different. While it's Zappadan, I'm also going to be doing a little bit with one Billy Cobham. And there you are tonight. There he is up there. And what I'm going to do now... subdivisions, you see. So what happens is, one thing that Frank Zappa and Billy Cobham have in common is the way they break up their beats. So this is tonight's show. Every year I do Zappadan. And every year I do something different, or try to. I've done lots of different things. I've done the Black Page, I've done Big Swifty, I've done all sorts of different things over the years, okay? The dear Zappa Instrumental was the backing band for Melbourne Musos back in the 90s, when I nearly sent myself bankrupt filming all the Musos around town. There you go. Well, that is, some of you might remember me there. Anyway, so what it is, some might remember the band. Oh, and what happens is, tonight I'm going to do a little bit of a double. I'm going to talk about Frank Zappa and Billy Cobham, okay? Billy Cobham for the continuity of the last month or so of shows where I'm doing jazz drummers, Roy Haynes, Elvin Jones, Joe Morello, all these beautiful people. And it's Zappadan, so I'm going to talk about Zappa. One thing they have in common is the way they subdivide their beats, you see. Now, I am sort of subtitling this show modules, okay? I often say to the kiddos, or the students, the little poppets, it's a little bit like playing with Lego, you see. So what I'd like to do is give you a couple and work from there. And then it's simple add-ups, okay? When I'm doing shows like this, and even when I'm teaching guitar and I'm talking about scales and steps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, sort of thing, and chord tones, scale tones, and all this, people look at me like that. I said, it's not a trick question. It's a little bit like me asking you what's the 4th letter of the alphabet, you know, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is 3. And one of the things that I've already talked about a bit in past lessons is the sticking of simple, beautiful right, left, left. Right, left, left. One of the most used rudiments. That's it. There you go. And then what I'll do is put the right hand on a cymbal, add the bass drum, and 2 lefts on the snare, anywhere but here. Fairly straightforward, you see. Then I'm going to go to 5, okay? Frank Zappa loved 5s. Everything was 5 this and 5 that. I always remember with the Zappa Instrumental, when we started up, it was the second incarnation. We had a band called the Band from Utopia, which predated the actual band from Utopia, the Zappa alumni, because Gail Zappa cracked the shits with them. So it was band, B-A-N-N-E-D, band. And what it was we had that. And that was 94, but in 95, out of the ashes, we started up the Instrumental, and basically the first 10 songs that we did were murder, okay? You know, building up our repertoire and all that. But the second set of 10 were easier. And we went off and we played. We had a residency at the club in Collingwood for a couple of years, long time. And basically, by the time we got to about 98, oh yeah, let's do that one. Yep, that one. Yeah, that's a new one. There. Oh yeah, there's the fives. There's this one. There's the odd time. Yep, no worries. You got to know the language, is what it was. So, fives. And for this, lots of ways you can play fives. But the one that I'm picking for tonight is right, left, left. So you've got your 3. Like that. Get it? Got it? Good. And then you add the 2 in front. Got the picture? And of course, where would we be without Gina? 7. Gina, Lola, Brigida, Gina, Lola, Brigida. How many times, Chris? How many times? So you got 3. You got right, left, left. You got right, left, left. And right, left, left. Get it? Got it? Good. There you go. That's what happens, you see. Now, what the little sideways things is that when you're actually playing it, you want to learn to move your hands a bit. You could do 5s with the right hand moving to the toms. 3s. 7. Sounds a bit like the banana splits there. Dunk, 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 da dunk, 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 da dunk. You remember that old cartoon? Oh my lord. And then do it with the left hand, you see. Hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. Gina Lola Brigida, 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 Gina Lola Brigida. Lips, do your duty. Yum, 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 yum. There you go. All right. There it is there. Now, when you're talking about these modules, the 3, the 5, and the 7, don't forget, you know, your mixed sticking that I've talked about, things like paradiddles, all this sort of business. And when you're turning it into kind of like busy sticking, which is the want of, you know, down the track of your Billy Cobhams, into your Steve Gadds, later on down the track, this is the beautiful connection, Vinnie Colaiuta with Frank Zappa, and all their stuff. So when I'm just putting in this,
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a
paradiddle, 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 paradiddle.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2
I'll leave that in. 3 and a 4 yana. There you go. Give me heaven, Tommy.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1
Lovely ladies. For those of you who don't know that reference, Tommy Mars, the keyboard player in the 1980 band, few bands, 1982 also, but he had a vocoder, and he was an incredible, still is, he could improvise and scat sing. According to Zappa folklore, Tommy Mars wasn't the best reader. He could read, but he wasn't the best reader. But what nailed it, the audition for him, was his uncanny ability to go and scat. And Frank said, I've got the little piece of equipment just for you. And it was a vocoder. So it was like, give me heaven. And it was like, just give me heaven. And bang, bang. Everyone knew exactly what their job was and all that sort of stuff. When you're talking about things like that, I've got to press the right button here. Oh, George Duke! Oh! I hit it that time. There you go. So that's the Frank Zappa bit. I'm coming back to it. And what it is one of the things, because I'm going to get on to Billy Cobham in a second, but the thing about that is I'm just doing 1-iana, 2-iana, 3-iana, 4-iana. But one of the things that you can do when you're starting to blend in things like the aforementioned right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, papa, see how it goes. Sorry. Remember that old chestnut? Anyway, then 5s, 7s. Whoa! What happens if we mix them up? One of the Frank Zappa greats is an instrumental called 5-5-5 off of the Shut Up and Play Your Guitar set. Very track, side 1, track 1. I remember getting the vinyl home, putting it on. And I go, whoa! Beautiful. And what it is 5-8, 5-8, 5-4. Da 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5, 5, and 5. You see, 5-8, 5-8, 5-4. Wonderful stuff. I've even got the notated guitar solo and everything with it in the Frank Zappa guitar book over there. I can see it from here. There it is. I didn't really want to bring all my Billy Cobham vinyl and all my Frank Zappa. I mean, that's just silly. I'll cut to it up there probably. Bit of a tragic with both. For a long time there, I've bought every Cobham album. Every one of them. And to this day, I sort of stopped with the Frank Zappa albums with all the reissues somewhere towards the end of the 90s. That kind of thing. I've got 15 versions of Dynamo Hum, thank you very much. Just because he did a disco version, in Helsinki. I mean, come on, that kind of stuff. But anyway, there you go. Still love him. There it is. So that's what you've got there. Now, when you start to mix them up, you see. So there's 5-8, 5-8, 5-4 with 5-5-5 Frank Zappa. But if you start doing, where is it?
Gina Lola Brigida hippopotamus, Gina Lola Brigida hippopotamus, Gina Lola Brigida hippopotamus, hippopotamus, hippopotamus.
You've got Gina Lola Brigida is 7, and then a hippopotamus which is 5, which is 12-8, which is, we know that as a blues beat, but it's not 4 groups of 3. It's a 7 and a 5. There's a little bit of that where the old band used to get a bit confused with the other instrumental, Zoot Aloes, where everyone was thinking they were triplets. I said, they're not triplets. It's a 7 and a 5. Dunga 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 da dunga dunga da da. If you just sort of go 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, ba, the accents are going to be different, and it's like 2 kids fighting in a sack sort of thing. So as soon as I got it across that it's not 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, 4 under, bang, it's actually dun 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 da dun dun da bang. There it is there. It all locked in, beautiful. So what this is you've got essentially 7 and 5 subdivision of 12-8. You do that 3 times, And then there's a couple of hippopotami at the end. So you got this, I'll take you through it.
Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, 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 Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, 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 Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, 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 Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus, hippopotamus, Gina Lola Bridget, the hippopotamus,
Hippopotamus, Gina Lola It's got a lilting little rhythm, you see. There you go. And that's what goes on. You see, sometimes, odd times, like there's the joke going around about 13, well, what the bloody hell are you doing 13 for? Why don't you play it for me? Like that sort of stuff. But when you actually play in 13, it's quite a lilting little rhythm. I've got...
Now this little number is in 13. It's subdivided 5, 8, 4, 4. If you want to clap your hands. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
I did a little homemade version for you.
Hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Old Harold used to crack the shits with me, apparently. We used to watch it on TV when my old teacher was still there, and he said to a mutual mate of ours, "Oh, he's doing all right. Yeah, it's all right, but all this bloody hippopotamus rubbish, why doesn't he just count?" Because if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 is a 2-syllable word, and it's too easy to go. If you say Gina Lola Brigida, you're not just thinking numbers, you're thinking a beautiful Italian woman. Oh, Tony, you love and leave me. Oh, I wouldn't leave you, Gina. Oh, come and have a look at me, hippopotamus. How did I make that sound filthy? Sorry. All right, now I'm going to come back to that because now I'm going to talk about Billy Cobham. Now, one would wonder, what's the connection? Exactly that. Billy Cobham was born in early 1940s. He's 80, so it was 1944. He's Panamanian, and one of the wonderful things, I just put it away, I already know it. And one of the things about Billy Cobham is his style. He started drumming when he was 4, and his father was a musician, a weekend musician. Got him his drum set at one point. He started to do all these rudiments. Then he joined the army and was in the Army Music Corps there for about 3 years. So that's where the phenomenal technique was born, his rudiments and chops, man. Got to have your chops. And then he came up through all the ranks and stuff. He used to play with his dad, all that biz. And then he got into the jazz scene, and he started doing session work. Horace Silver was one of his early breaks. That brought him to the attention of one Miles Davis. And as soon as you start playing with Miles Davis, rest assured you're doing okay. And then out of Miles Davis, he picked up with John McLaughlin, and here we go, the Mahavishnu Orchestra. And Odd Time City. Keep your eyes on a bargain. And everything was all over the place. Oh my Lord, fantastic. And there you go. And then after he left Mahavishnu Orchestra, there was 2 main incarnations of Mahavishnu Orchestra. The first one was with Billy Cobham, and the second incarnation, Narada Michael Walden burst onto the scene. But one of the big things which was a surprise to everybody, including Mr. Cobham and his record company, was the unmitigated success of his first solo album. With his opening double like that. And I believe that that is one of the great influences of one Alex Van Halen. He's credited as saying, as soon as I heard that, I want to do that. There you go. And such a profound influence. And I did name the album Spectrum. There it is there. I loved the second one, Crosswinds, because he started to do atmospheric solos where there was one called Spanish Moss, and he'd have the foley, if you will, of a beach and the wind coming over and all that. And the way that he could play underneath it and his dynamic drum rolls and all that, it just sounded like thunder coming in. I think that was the idea of it, you see. And he put out a whole bunch of, he still is, just absolutely fantastic. Still a dynamo to this day. He's 80, still with us. And I've met the man, I've had dinner with the man, he's looked at my books and the man liked my books. It's wonderful, sort of thing. I got the picture with him and Steve Smith, one of the drummers' days that we're all at when I was filming it, and all that business. It's just great. And like, Billy, my hero. Billy, don't be... sorry. There you go. But what he would do is the same thing. All his little things with Mahavishnu and all that, they were peas in a pod. There is a loose story of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, and Mahavishnu Orchestra was their support act. And Zappa just came out of the wings and just one thing, and he went, oh, shit. Oh, we better be on the ball here tonight, boys. We might get blown off stage, sort of thing. There was a real, should I say grudging respect, but a real respect that Zappa had for the Mahavishnu Orchestra, that kind of thing. I remember I've got one international musician where Frank Zappa says, John McLaughlin's got this knack of making his guitar sound like a machine gun. All the picking, just constant picking, that kind of thing. Anyway, getting a wriggle on. So what you've got then is you've got all these different things. I've already up to time, bloody hell. Anyway, there you go. So what happens is that when you're doing modules with both Billy Cobham and Frank Zappa connected, all this business, you're starting to get into your 7/8s, your 13s, all that sort of business, all these different kinds of little things. And even when you're just doing 4/4, but you're doing jazz rock, early 70s type, so you're dealing with Cobham, you've got, came later was Steve Gadd, and then unsung heroes, Alphonse Mouzon, for instance. I loved his drumming. For those of you who know who Alphonse Mouzon is, he's got a great album with Patrick Moraz, who was the one-time keyboard player in between the Rick Wakeman stints and all that sort of stuff. But even when you're just doing 4/4 in 16ths...
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1
Thank you. You're welcome. There you go. So that's what it is. But you got that. Oh, dance to that. Thank you, Mr. Bass Player. There you go. So that's what happens there. You see, you get all these little mixed sticking things, of which paradiddle reigns supreme. I love Supreme. And I did Elvin Jones just last week. There you go. So there it is. There's the show. Very quick. I think there's a few things. Oh, George Duke. give me heaven. Oh!
Hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4.
There it is. So what you've got here in wrapping up the show, you've got a couple of different things. I've tried to do a little bit of a double header. Billy Cobham, I had a bit of a glitch in the system there with the phone. I had it ready to go. I hate it when they reboot. Oh, live, that's the thing about live, the risks you take, but I already knew it. And thank you. I did my homework. And mixing it up with Mr. Zappa for the Zappadan, because it's 4th of December is when it starts, when he went to the great gig in the sky. It's the 6th as we speak. It will probably come up on the Wednesday before Christmas, if I'm lucky, and if not, the week after. But so here I am doing it live at the beginning of Zappadan, and then hopefully it'll hit Channel 31 at the end of Zappadan. That'd be a nice little bookend kind of deal. And because of the drummers of the last month, I thought, well, Billy Cobham, because there's something about Zappa and Cobham coming up at the same time, in the sense that in the 70s they were huge, and what we've got there is, when you're dealing with that kind of music, prog rock at its finest, and jazz rock, that kind of stuff, and the way that they worked time. And again, it's like modules. So I've gone over 5/5/5. I've done 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 hippopotamus, all this sort of stuff. And I hope you enjoyed it. Oh my Lord! My name is Quinlan. This is Melbourne Musos. Facebook Live. Oh, music to my ears. Hey, take care, hey. Oh, now for a nice glass of.